Hello, cinema fans, and welcome back to the Cinema Gold Show. As always, I'm your host, Larry Lace, and today's episode is a very special episode reviewing The Lightning Code. And with that, before we dive into it, let me know your thoughts on this film if you've seen it, or let me know if you would see it if it was in your area and you haven't yet seen it. But with that, let's dive right in. The Lightning Code is one of those sci fi movies that sneaks up on you. At first glance, it looks like another teen genius versus evil corporation story. And sure, those bones are here, but there's something more going on under the surface. Directed by Cali Bailey, the film brings a surprising amount of heart, real world questions, and visual style to the table. And at just around 88 minutes, it doesn't waste a second of your time. The story centers on 18-year-old inventor Miles Fletcher, played by Andrew Reed, a socially awkward, deeply brilliant kid who's been building tech in his garage since he could walk. But Miles isn't just another STEM whiz. He's working on something much bigger, finishing the groundbreaking research left behind by his late mother, a physicist who died before completing her life's work, unlocking the secrets of Nikola Tesla's long-rumored clean energy theory. Let's be clear. This isn't some vague save the planet dream. We're talking about limitless, renewable, wireless energy that could power cities and change the world forever. When Miles cracks the code, everything changes. He's approached by Luxus Energy, a tech company with deep pockets, shiny branding, and a charming CEO who talks about a better tomorrow like it's a TED talk. At first, Luxus looks like a dream. They promise him labs, a team, funding, the works. And honestly, Miles buys in. He wants to believe the world is ready for what he created. Spoiler, it's not. Luxus does what shady corporations always do in movies like this. They take. They steal his invention, shut him out, and plan to use his work for purposes that are way more dangerous than they're letting on. They don't want to power the world, they want to control it. This betrayal kicks off the main arc of the film, and that's where the team dynamic comes in. Because Miles doesn't go full lone wolf, he leans on his people. Piper, played by Sienna Rivero, is his best friend and probably the only person who truly understands him. She's sharp, fiercely protective, and exactly the kind of character you want in your corner when things get messy. Rivero plays her with this perfect mix of strength and vulnerability. You feel the history between her and Miles. It's never romantic, but it's deep. Piper's younger brother, Jamie, tags along for the ride and brings a lot of personality to the group. He's younger, a little impulsive, and the comic relief at times. But he's also the one asking the hard question. And then there's Miles' robot sidekick, who could have easily been a throwaway character, but turns out to be one of the emotional anchors of the film. Newt has quirks, dry humor, and even moments of surprising wisdom. Think K2SO from Rogue One, but with less sarcasm and more soul. Together, this crew sets out to take on Luxus, reclaim Miles' tech, and stop the corporation from turning limitless energy into a weapon. It's a classic David versus Goliath setup, but with modern stakes, environmental, ethical, and emotional. Now let's talk performances. Andrew Reed gives Miles a solid emotional foundation. He doesn't overplay the young genius angle. He plays him as a real person. You see the weight he carries, the grief for his mother, the pressure of her legacy, and the fear that maybe he's in over his head. Reed brings just enough vulnerability to balance out the brainpower, and he spells the transformation from anxious kid in a hoodie to someone willing to risk everything for what's right. Sienna Rivero, as Piper, might actually walk away with the film. She's confident without being cocky, brave without being reckless. She's not a sidekick. She's a full co-lead, and her scenes with Miles are some of the most grounded and human in the movie. The way she challenges him, supports him, and sometimes just sits with him when everything feels impossible, it adds emotional depth that a lot of sci-fi skips over. Visually, the Lightning Code looks great, especially for a mid-budget production. The cinematography is a standout. The film is set mostly in rural Tennessee, and the way he captures that setting gives the movie its soul. You get sweeping shots of green hills, storm-heavy skies, and fields that feel alive. It's not just background. The natural world is a counterpoint to the cold, clinical interiors of Luxus HQ. One represents what could be saved, the other what could be lost. The contrast between nature and machine is deliberate, and it's smart. Luxus labs are all glass, metal, and flickering blue screens. Everything feels controlled, cold, and dangerous. Meanwhile, the team's hideouts, an abandoned barn, a forest workshop, Piper's cluttered living room, feel real, human, and imperfect. That tension plays out visually throughout the film. The special effects are solid. The tech Miles invents, including the core energy device, looks like something plausible, not science fiction. It hums, pulses, lights up just enough. It's impressive without being over designed. The action scenes are tight and well edited, with Pritchard making sure nothing lingers too long or gets too messy. Chase scenes, break-ins, confrontations, they're all lean and efficient. But it's the quiet scenes, conversations between friends, moments of doubt, flashes of memory, that really give the film weight. The score deserves a mention too. It's subtle when it needs to be, swelling when the emotion hits. No overbearing Hans Zimmer booms here. Just a clean, emotionally aware soundtrack that supports without distracting. But let's get into what sets the Lightning Code apart from other sci-fi adventures. The question it asks. This movie isn't just about a kid inventor taking down a bad company. It's about what happens when knowledge is commodified. When discovery stops being about helping people, and starts being about power. It forces Miles and the audience to ask, do inventors have a responsibility for how their work is used? Is it enough to create something incredible if you can't control where it goes next? It's a surprisingly grounded look at real world dilemmas. Think of how current breakthroughs in AI, biotech, clean energy are already sparking similar debates. Who owns these ideas? Who benefits? Who gets hurt? The Lightning Code doesn't give easy answers, but it doesn't shy away from the questions. There's also a strong undercurrent of grief and legacy. Miles isn't just building for the future, he's chasing the past, trying to connect with a mother who's gone through the one thing they had in common invention. His mission becomes part tribute, part rebellion. It's messy and honest, and it gives the sci fi some emotional grounding that's rare in this genre. That said, the film isn't without flaws. A couple of plot beats are predictable. If you've seen one tech thriller betrayal, you've seen this one coming. Lux's villain arc is a little paint by numbers. We don't get a ton of backstory for their motivations, which would have added some complexity. And for a movie that flirts with big, dark themes about exploitation and surveillance, it sometimes backs off just when things could get really interesting. Still, that's a choice, and one that makes sense given the movie's family friendly tone. The Lightning Code wants to stay accessible. It wants to make you think, not overwhelm you. And in that, it mostly succeeds. The film had its premiere at the Franklin Theater in Nashville on April 8th, 2025, and has rolled into select theaters. It's not a franchise launcher or a blockbuster wannabe. It's a tight, emotional, smart little sci-fi movie with something real to say. And that, honestly, is a rare find. So if you're looking for big explosions and space battles, this probably isn't your pick. But if you want a story with heart, brains, and a message that sticks with you after the credits roll, The Lightning Code is worth your time. This is the kind of movie that sneaks into the conversation, the kind people find on streaming 6 months from now and say, hey, that was better than I expected. It doesn't try to do everything, but what it does do, it does well. And that is a wrap on our review of The Lightning Code. Give us a thumbs up if you like our video, hit that subscribe button down below. And of course, we have to give a shout out to our sponsor of the episode, and that is Hulu. If you're ready to elevate your entertainment game, look no further than Hulu plus Live TV. Imagine the best of both worlds, your favorite on-demand shows and movies, plus live sports, breaking news, and more, all in one place. With Hulu and Live TV, you can get access to over 85 live channels, including sports like ESPN, news outlets like CNN, entertainment channels like FX and HDTV. That means you'll never miss out on the big game, the latest episodes of your favorite series, or breaking headlines. But that's not all. Hulu's vast on-demand library lets you stream thousands of movies, shows, and exclusive content anytime you want. With everything from fan-favorite originals like The Handmaid's Tale to all the latest hits, you'll always have something fresh to watch. Need more? With unlimited DVR, you can record your favorite shows and watch them on your own time. Plus, no long-term contracts, so you can cancel anytime. Hulu and Live TV, where entertainment meets convenience. Sign up today using the link in the description, and you can support this channel and help us grow. And with that, you can We'd like to remind you can find us on all major podcast platforms, including Amazon, Google Podcasts, Good Pods, Spotify. And if you listen to us on Spotify, please do give us a review. It does help us improve our content. And with that, thank you so much for watching and listening. We'll see you next time.